was of the lost soul. I'm putting in keeping an open mind was in reverse, right? For somebody that's feeling like a lost soul. And then these types of lost souls, I'm trying dark entities, negative emotions, negative thinking, things like that. Some family friends, sir, ma'am, if this is not you, this is somebody you could have been connected to at certain some person, place, or thing that you have been connected to in your life. And I don't know if you watch other tarot card readers. I don't know if you are an Inspector Gadget in this mofo, right? But somehow you found out some truth and clarity in regards to a situation you were dealing with. And baby, so did the person, place, or thing. That this person, place, or thing knows that you know the truth. And now this person is coping with substance abuse. This person is feeling like a lost soul. And this person is attached to a dark entity. This person's drawn to low vibrational things. What I mean is, maybe if you were dating a man or a woman and you knew they were low vibrational and for the streets, maybe ain't nothing changed. They still low vibrational and still for the streets. This crazy. And how we get here on a Saturday? I thought we was gonna kick it. Continue playing my music. Y'all see that? Alexa don't even want to rock with me right now. I'm like, what's going on here? Alexa, continue playing my music. Oh no, I'm not playing with you. Oh, we spirit ancestors most high, please protect me while I pull on this energy. This ain't nothing cute. Family, friends, sir, ma'am. I know if you are God fearing, God loving, I understand. I want you to sit here and listen to this reading and fight this battle with me. Because sometimes trying to talk to people, get people to understand that there are negative people that do demonic things out here. I promise y'all. Baby, in my friends group, I had a couple of them tell me that they worship Lucifer. I said, baby, okay, that's on your soul. We can no longer be friends, right? Because I don't want to, we all know the description of where Lucifer lives, right? Who wants to be like, who wants to go there, right? And these people adamantly and willingly told me that this is what they worship. And so, yes, I knew my worth. I was taught in the church, being with down there and fire and brim and gnashing of teeth and stuff like that. Baby, if I don't like pain in this physical, why would you think that? Because you told me you worship Lucifer, that you think I'm gonna stay connected to you and think I'm gonna go with you when we leave here. No, baby, be mindful of when you are attracting people of negative thinking, negative emotions, being attached to low vibrational things, being attached to doing dark demonic things. Especially, if you grew up in the church, where does Lucifer live? Right? In the Bible, I can't quote the Bible, but all I can remember is I swear Lucifer in the Bible says there be gnashing of the teeth, people screaming. It was fire and brim. It's nothing but pain and agony and whatever. I don't know. And people be on it. They be on it. They be over there worshiping. Yeah. No. No. Mm-mm. Oh, what? Okay, y'all, hold on. This is crazy. Okay, man, wait, hold on. Alexa, can you please play some Marvin Sapp? Family, friends, sir, ma'am, I don't know what the ancestors are trying to tell me. I've never had a dark reading like this, right? I've always been able to see some things, right? This is something I don't want to see. With the dark entities that came out right here, where somebody here was connected to low vibrational things, right? This is an unshaken presence in the chaos. There's something demonic going on with somebody. I don't know if this is you or somebody you were connected to, but this was a lost soul, right? This is somebody in your life that's not able to take a look in the mirror, right? Already the trauma, the abuse, everything, right? The person's feeling lost, right? We we go to God, right? We surrender, right? When so much pain and abuse and agony and trauma and everything in life, right? We are going to look in that mirror and we're going to just be like, God, I surrender, right? Because you're tired of fighting. You're tired of going through the same things over and over and over again, right? And before, when people used to tell you, you need to get your life together and things like that, right? But you still kept fighting it, right? You kept going. You still kept normalizing, thinking that your actions and behaviors were okay. And it led you nowhere. I'm telling you, when you reach to the point where you're tired of fighting and you get on your knees and you pray and you surrender and you guys, every time I take my will, it never works. Not my will, but thy will be done. And when you follow by God's will, this is when your faith kicks in. This is where hope kicks in. This is where you know that things are going to be better. This is where you know that your life is going to change greatly, dramatically, because you're going to know the difference between right and wrong, good and bad, up, down, left, right. You're gonna see people that are gonna remind you of where you've been, and it's not where you've been, but it's where you're going in life. But the thing is like, it's not only a surrender. Oh, it's not only a surrender. It's a psychic change. It's so much of a psychic change, right? Your face changes, your body changes, your finance changes, your friends change, the people, places, and things that used to remember you for who you were changes. You get to reintroduce yourself. And you need to understand that everything that you have been through in this life, there was a power greater than yourself that never gave up on you, because you are still here living, making it another day, still persevering, still going through it. And all you had to do was surrender. And sometimes the universe and the divine will put you through certain situations to where you're just done fighting. Situation that leads you to choose coping instead of facing whatever it is that you're going through. But in this situation, family, friends, sir, ma'am, I don't know what's on my board, but I surrender it. For, for spirit and ancestors to come out and see that there's somebody connected in the energy, still attached to dark entities and an unshaken presence in the chaos. This means that somebody has conjured a dark entity. Baby, I don't know who is conjuring the devil. Baby, I don't think you want to go through them lessons of what the devil has to bring. Mm, and family, friends, sir, ma'am. The song is taking me because I'm over here seeing darkness but fighting it with the light. And understanding that, baby, I don't care what I've been through in life. A power greater than myself, because I should have been taken off years ago. Somebody should have took my life years ago. I was in situations where my life could have been taken. But somehow I was protected through these things and didn't understand how I got through it until I surrendered and understand that it was a power greater than me that just picked me in a situation to place me in a different a different place in my life. Mm, 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 mm. If you don't recognize that, maybe you were picked up and you were taken out of a situation. You were taken out of a situation dealing with the lost soul, dealing with the dark entity, somebody that had a demonic attachments on them. Y'all never talk, baby, family, friends, sir, ma'am. You know I speak nothing but love, right? When you can see a confidence in a person, when you can see a resilience in a person, when you can see a faithful person, when you can see a God-fearing person, when you can see a strong person, when you can see a person not giving up, when you can see a person just loving, when you see a person just introduce themselves to you, when you see a person smile at you, you need to understand that's a strong, mighty warrior of a power greater than yourself. You really got to take a look at people and just know they've been through something for them to be able to do what they do. Because not everybody smiles today. Not everybody is focused. Not everybody is strong. Not everybody is confident because the experiences in life have stopped people from being the best version of themselves. Family, friends, on them. And again, this person's feeling shattered, right? Now, family, friends, sir, ma'am, let me remind you that being in tune with reality, being a believer of a faith greater than yourself, being a warrior of God, right? Of the universe, of the divine, whoever you believe in, right? If it's working for you, let it work. But you, what is this? It's he, something told me. I wasn't about to get up from here and do none of this. I was not. Something told me I'm meditating. I was sitting here meditating, and I don't know. I saw my cards. I was drawn to the reading, only to get a dark presence. Let's keep going. Somebody has an entity attachment. We stopped there with the entity attachment. What is this? Oh, somebody popping shrooms. Somebody's popping mushrooms. This has magic mushrooms. Free your mind. Awaken to the truth. An altered state. Mystical experience. A positive mental shift. Okay. Okay, so this is it doesn't mean mushrooms as like popping mushrooms. What this means is like there is somebody going through something mystical right now. And I swear to God, if you are not a believer, I promise you, you do not want to conjure that up to, don't, I would not pray for it to be revealed to you because you're going to trip out when it is revealed to you, right? A mental shift, a positive mental shift. Okay, what do we have to do? Ancestors, show me why there's a positive mental shift with a mystical experience. Emotion spilling an apology. Emotion spilling an apology. Maybe somebody here thinks that somebody knows that they need to apologize. It's just simple. Somebody is going through something so dark that the reason why they know that they are going through, let's say karma, right? The golden rule still applies, right? Do unto others as others would do unto you, right? Um, Everybody in the world is judgmental, right? We all are, right? Nobody can say that they're not because you judge every single day by the decisions you make, right? Whether you cast a healthy judgment or a negative judgment, we are all judgmental. We love who we love. We like what we like, and we dislike what we dislike. Right? Can't change that. Um, But when you know that you have a dislike for something and it causes you to feel some sort of negative energy, there's no peace with that, right? You need to understand that your intentions are always going to be judged, right? And so if we go back to doing to others as others would do unto you, right? We want to have integrity in today's world. Do no harm, right? But sometimes people's anger, jealousy, because a person could be triggered, right? The reaction may result in a negative intention. Now, once the action is taken, maybe consequences gonna come with that, right? Whether this is in a physical form, in the mental form, the emotion, you're always gonna have to remember that certain time in the back of your mind, in your subconscious, when you intentionally caused harm to somebody or somebody caused harm to you. Whether or not you take a look at that situation and you heal, if you do not heal that situation within yourself, it is going to eat you up mentally, physically, emotionally. And when it does that, your whole nervous system is going to start to be out of whack, right? Because now you're going to be thinking of the consequences. You're going to be thinking about karma. You're going to be thinking like, dang, you know what I'm saying? This happened. And now you're affected for the rest of your life in your subconscious about the situation and how it played out. Somebody here feels like they owe an apology. Oh, because somebody collected some sort of money. Somebody did something for money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Somebody created a lot of conflict, a lot of controversy, a lot of issues, competition, rivalry, adversary, conflict, opponent, dispute, fighting style, self-defense combat. Whether this was this person doing it to you or you did it to somebody else. This person that you were such an empath, you were so loving to, became an adversary. For the love of money. And baby, the love of money is the root of all evil. It didn't say have love of money. It says the love for money. This means what are you willing to do to the next person to get an extra dollar bill? That's the root of all evil. We need money to survive, but the love of money make a person be doing doing whatever for the love of money. In this situation, a person, place, or thing could have been your opponent. Somebody could have created conflict within the situation, fighting, competition, rivalry, all for chasing a dollar bill. My YouTuber, my Alexa cut off the can. Oh no, let me get you off my board, baby. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Every time I mention bitches, that thing, everything starts to mess up. No, thank you. Um, so Spirit wants you to rest. Spirit wants you to meditate. Spirit wants you to stay calm. Whether you have been through a situation with a person, place, or thing, it is now time for you to rest. It is time for you to calm. You could have been through a lot with a person, place, or thing. Spirit is asking you to take some time to rest, to recenter yourself, to meditate, to ground yourself. You have fought a battle, right? And this battle could have been mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You knew you were fighting something. Couldn't understand why you were fighting this person, place, or thing. Why you were going through so many things. Why you were doing so many things. But the problem, this is the amazing part, right? I'm gonna tell you something, right? Anytime let's say, I have, I have stones, and I like candles, right? For love, peace, harmony, things like that, right? I'm all love and light. I love manifesting money. I love, I'm saying, doing protection over my family, over my friends, and we seem to be doing very well. Everybody seems to be doing stable, right? So if it works, it works. I'm not doing no ookies and bookies to hurt or harm nobody, right? There could be, there are a lot of people in this world that do that kind of thing. I want you to understand, when you are being attacked mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you can say, okay, I return to sender. I call judgment, da 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 da, right? But whatever a person's attacking with you, right? That could be a wound that's opening you. That's why the enemy is so easily ready to attack that within you, because they know there's a wound opening in you that's going to affect you. It can cause blockages to your mental, your psyche, your finances, and things like that. That's because you still have an unhealed wound. When you start doing your healing journey, going through this, right, you start to take a look at all the things that trigger you, all the things that cause you hurt, pain. Why is everything affecting you in this sort of manner, right? You start to internalize what it is within yourself that's making you feel and think a certain type of way. Then you start healing that, right? If a person is projecting that onto you, I want you to understand, in the physical form, if you've been through a situation that almost killed you, baby, anybody throwing a spiritual attack on you, a mental, emotional attack on you, baby, this would be nothing but a chump change walk for you, right? I want you to take a look at your wounds, right? And these are the inner wounds, right? Um, Things that may cause you to feel a certain type of way, right? When you heal these certain wounds within yourself, can't nobody attack you, right? Because it's not going to bother you to the extent to where you need to react from it, or you need to hold on to the emotions or the thinking that really affect that wound anymore, right? But once you start healing that wound, it's gonna open up the door to understand, all the other wounds in you that are still triggered to make you react to a certain situation, right? Baby, when you go on this healing journey and you start to heal wounds, and people still project onto you, people still sending evil eye, people still doing the hoodoo and the voodoo and the ookies and bookies, baby, I want you to take that energy, and I want you to call that energy in, and I want you to know that you are strong, you are confident, you are powerful, you have a power greater than yourself to transmute that energy to turn pain into power. Anytime somebody's projecting some sort of mental, emotion, spiritual, financial things on you, I need you to turn that into some power over here. Take a look at why it is you're thinking and you're feeling a certain type of way, and you transmute that into power and do something different. This is where, again, fear is just an illusion. That is going to always be the magic thrown at you to cause you some sort of fear. Well, why fear? If you have a power greater than yourself, and the divine says, my child, I have given this life to you. From ashes you came, and from ashes you shall return. What's destined for you, it was destined for you. What anybody says or does has nothing to do with God's plan. So anytime, they talk about the ookies and the bookies and the da 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 da, you need to understand who you are and how you are showing up in the world. Because anytime a person is projecting onto you, trying to attack you mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, you gotta know that you're supposed to be doing something here, and that you're powerful, that more than you think, more than you just know. You have to know that You just ain't nobody. You just ain't been through so much in life, and and why things didn't happen to you the way that they happened to you. Why you encountered so many experiences in your life of people, places, and things, but you didn't even question why just these certain people, places, and things. These were called for people, places, and things to be on your path, on your journey, the lesson, the experience. You are being shaped to be stronger, to be more wiser, to be more confident, to be more determined. So when anybody says evil eye, and then all of a sudden you get fear and you get scared, well, why? Why? You ain't gonna do nothing but ignore, not care, and you're going to start focused on I attract money, I attract success, I am blessed, I am worthy, I am loved. And if you don't think you are loved, I'm gonna tell you today, I would not be sitting here in front of you telling you this if I did not love you. Look, God trying to tell you something. Look, at the bottom of the deck, sacred gifts. Sacred gifts. Receiving something special. Y'all just don't understand. Society makes these laws, make these rules, make these regulations. It's all about conformity. It's all about, who has this, who has what, who has this, who has that, right? In the beginning, God created the universe, the heavens, man and woman. God didn't create the articles of confederation and the the preamble and yeah, these laws were man made. What about the spiritual laws that God promised for you, right? We understood that Adam and Eve dealt with temptation. So we understand with temptation comes consequences, right? We understand that when what was that king that was a Nebuchadnezzar, or whoever the king was, judge. Everybody keeps forgetting about the spiritual laws, right? Because you're so conformed with worldly laws. But just as worldly laws come in, it's as fast as they leave. What does not leave, it's a spiritual law. Which law are you living by? The chalice. Maybe this ain't but divine love. When you know you are a child of the universe, of the cosmos, when you are a child of God, what do you have to fear? I wouldn't fear any of this dark entity. Baby, I'm not scared of the devil. And just like God created angels, right, to be loving, God created the empaths, which are angels, right? Pure hearted, loving, nurturing, healing, magnetizing, can make something out of nothing. Been through the hardships in life to the utmost. You've been through it. You've been through it where nobody was there to protect you. You've been through it where you felt alone, where you felt isolated. You've been through it where you were coping with addiction, when you cried at night, when you were there to suffer alone, when you went hungry because you had no food to eat, when you gave money to stay in somebody's home and they kicked you out the next day. When you didn't know how you were going to get that next dollar bill, and you were willing to do anything and everything you had to do to hustle and grind. The divine was preparing each and every one of you. And what I mean is, there are younger minded people coming up that are going to experience the world in a different set of lens. How you are showing up in the universe as a mother, a father, a friend, a lover, a teacher, a nurturer, a healer. It's through the experiences that you have been through. I can now consider you the elders, right? When now is not the time to play with the younger generation that's coming. you have to you have to be thank God that I made it here, because a lot of my friends and family members, they didn't. A lot of people that expected to be here did not. But why you? Why are you here sharing your voice even though you are not communicating to me? Why are you not sharing your voice to other people, sharing your story? Why are you not writing that book? Why are you not sitting on a platform telling your story of what you've been through? It's one thing for me to read cards, right? Oh, such and such and such and such and such and such, right? The crazy part is the lived experience that go with this, right? You need to understand that I've done some healing on myself, that I am able to see the situation for what it is, right? Yeah. And it's so crazy because I once was in low vibrational energy for the love of money, willing to do anything and everything. I had a dark demon on me too. My baby, when that day where I said I'm done fighting, I'm done. I can't take them demons no more. Rebuke. I surrender. Out of this world. The dark night of the soul, right? The 5 stages of a spiritual awakening. Oh, it's not the cutest. It's the oof. But I went through it. If you know me in person, a lot of people see I am not who I used to be, because baby, and even when I listen to other readers and they tell their story, it's such an amazing when you can see other people that went through some sort of spiritual awakening, to change from who they used to be into the highest version of themselves, right? And then you realize the presence of a power greater than yourself, and you become inspired, right? You become encouraged, not really having to worry anymore. Mm. Let's see what's in the tarot cards, family. And like, he saw the best in me. I mean, he saw the best in me when I was in low vibrational energy, baby, because I never gave up on God when I was in that energy. Things were so unfortunate in my life. I never gave up. I always stayed prayed up. Oh, right? They can talk about communication. They can talk about perseverance, right? Eight of Wands can talk about all the struggles and everything that you had to persevere in life. Something you always had to get through. If it wasn't one thing, it was another. It could have discouraged you. It could have made you feel like you just weren't your best, right? Things that you were not proud of. But then there was a desire. There was a force to be reckoned with within you. You weren't going to give up on yourself, are you? You're not giving up. I didn't think you were giving up. You were not giving up. You were not giving up. The Eight of Cups. Each situation made you feel like you knew you had to hold your head up high and walk away from it. You knew you had to get over it. You know you had to in order to get through, you were gonna have to go through. But it wasn't gonna defeat you. It may have caused you that mental and that emotional disruption for that month, and the days, the months, the week, the hours, and the seconds. But you always knew something better was gonna come for you. But I'm not playing with this dark entity, whatever it is. The moon in reverse. The moon can signify the shadow aspect of who you were, right? This means like After everything that has transpired in your life, right? It has led you to, you could have made decisions out of impulse, right? Out of a temporary feeling, temporary thinking. And you know what they say? It's temporary, right? In that moment, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, it's always going to be temporary. If you can take a second to breathe in, breathe out, and pause for a second, you're really going to ground yourself to really think clear, to make decisions more effectively, is by pausing first. Before reacting, pause. Before making that impulsive move, pause. Before making a reckless move, you gotta pause. Seven of Cups, right? Here we go. Just like the music says, right? A lot of experience, a lot of adversity, a lot of obstacles, dealing with people, places, and things, right? It could have affected your confidence. It affected your self-esteem. It affected your mental, your emotional thinking. You're just you know what I'm saying? You're a little bit tossed up, right? You're a little bit you feeling like, but then you understand the consequences that come from moving like that, right? The Eight of Cups to the Moon to the Seven of Cups, right? You could have been an easily avoided, right? You could have been like, okay, this didn't work out for me over here. Let me go over here, right? And then you experience that in life. And then when that doesn't work out, then you go experience something else. You could have been the type of person that went from one experience to the next experience to the next experience to the next experience. Again, oh Lord. Oh Lord. And this is where you can probably say, babe, that if it's not one thing, it's going to be another, right? But you need to understand when that one thing, if it ain't another happens, you need to know that when that one thing happens, you know, you're going to have another thing you're going to have to get through. But you'll get through it, right? The Seven of Cups could be like your options. What's available to you? The way that you see things, right? How do you look at money? How do you look at wealth? How do you look at easily identifying being successful in life and being able to achieve success the way you want to achieve it, right? The Seven of Cups can be the illusions, delusions, right? This could be you self-talking, telling yourself, okay, if I keep playing the lottery, this year I'm gonna hit the lottery, right? You never you played the lottery for the year, you spent all that money, then you never hit the lottery, right? Now you're affected mentally and emotionally because you believed it and you thought it was going to happen. But again, not everything's going to work out the way you want it to work out. And again, you have to learn that lesson and continue persevering, moving on, moving forward with your life, keeping going. Okay. And the Nine of Cups to the Three of Swords. The Nine of Cups to the Three of Swords, right? Why is it that heartbreak pushed you? Heartbreak changed you. Heartbreak, being brokenhearted, made you. It pushed you. It may have forced you. Why does it take a heartbreak to make you make the changes in your life? Why does it take that, right? The reason why is that the universe, the divine says, no, I don't never want you to feel like you get too comfortable, right? You, you can be happy one day. I promise you tomorrow you're going to be going through something, being in that same environment, energy, whatever it is, right? The heartbreak is something that everybody has experienced in life in one way, shape, form, or another. Um, but what the board is seeing is that heartbreak or being brokenhearted seems to make you want to make some changes within your life, right? But why would it doesn't take heartbreak in order for you to reach self-satisfaction? Heartbreak is to heal you. Heartbreak is to teach you. Heartbreak is for you to learn and grow and evolutionize the mind and the body and the spirit for what's destined to be yours. When you get tired of being heartbroken, when you get tired of being disappointed, when you get tired of being discouraged, when you get tired of being said no, when you get tired of being rejected, you get tired of being cheated, you get tired of being used, you get tired of being abused, it changes you. Mm, 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 mm. This would mean like self-actualization, right? If you realize that a person that's feeling lost in the world, right? Who's been heartbroken, and as an empath, right? You can this is where the cord connects, right? Effect, right? You've been through a heartbreak, and so has the person who is not yet defined as that man or woman that's whole, right? You need to understand that heartbreak causes people to change, and heartbreak may also cause a person to be stuck and stagnant because they're so heartbroken, not knowing how to express it, not knowing how to deal with it, not knowing how to face it, not knowing how to, what the difference between what, love and loyalty and honesty. It's always going to be two different definitions. It's always going to be two different points of view. You may be for the good, this person may be for the bad. You may believe in going up, this person may feel like going down. You may feel like going left, the person wants to convince you to go right. If heartbreak inspires you, heartbreak may discourage a person. And you need to understand that's the self actualizing a person has within themselves. This is where they're satisfied. I'm telling you, like this family friend, sir, ma'am, maybe I believe in going up. I believe in addition, right? I believe in multiplication. What I don't believe in is multiplying and subtracting. You know what I mean? Maybe I want to go up, not down. That. When I say family, friends, why does heartbreak always have to make you look forward? Heartbreak always has to make you look for something better. To the Three of Swords, to the Three of Wands, 33. Look up those angel numbers. 33, 333 could be in, or 339, 933, 9733. Alexa, next song. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I have the Two of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and Judgment is in reverse. Okay, so when you are looking forward in life, right, after being heartbroken from dealing with the person, place, or thing, right, you are feeling a sense of being like imbalance, right, where you have to do something different within yourself, right, and you're not understanding how you're going to do it, where you're going, who, what, where, when, why. But I know in this situation, It's when you have your quiet time with God, right? You may not even recognize that you talk to God when you're doing this, right? Because when certain things happen in your life, right, you be like, and you just don't even recognize, or you could even do it selfishly, right? You can be like, oh God, help me through this situation. God, please don't let this man knock on my door. God, please don't let my light bill get cut off. God, please don't let me lose my job. And you don't even understand that in those moments when you don't even realize it, and you be like, oh God, da, 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 you are still praying to the Most High. You are still praying to the universe, your ancestors, your spirit God, even when you don't even recognize it. And the Two of Pentacles is you being in that situation, not understanding how things are going to work out for you. But in this moment, the first thing you're going to do is God, right? Even if you don't do it, and even if this is you knowing that you aren't doing it or unknowing that you are doing it, you still praying to God. And then the Five of Pentacles to the Judgment, right? This is where, oh God, please let things work out for how they're going to work out for me, right? Because here comes fear. Here comes the illusion. Here comes the feeling of the mental and emotional thinking the worst case scenario, right? And it always don't end up being the worst case scenario. Sometimes things work out in your favor because, first of all, you already called on the Most High to come down and send that protection for you. But secondly, you have the strength, the confidence, the determination. You've already been through enough in your life. What are you scared of? You know how to make 1 + 1 = 2. And I don't care if your light bill and your gas bill is due and you say, God, please help me with my light bill, right? Somebody shows up in your life, they help you with the light bill. Next thing you know, you get afforded an opportunity, and then all of a sudden the light bill and the gas bill that was due today both get paid. How do you think that happened? Quick forgetters, are we? Are we quick forgetters that we do pray, whether this is selfishly, we do mention his name in those moments when we're going through despair, when we're going through conflict, when we're going through obstacles, when we're going through adversity. You just need to understand, are you selfishly praying? Or are you openly giving God, baby, take this wheel because I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I don't want to have to go to jail. And somehow it works out for you. Has it or has it not? Now, those people that have not willingly surrendered and believed in a power greater than themselves, that's just the journey that they have to go through, that they're going to have to understand, that they are going to have to learn. But let your experience be that teacher. You know what I'm saying? You're able to see what people, places, and things go through. You are more aware now. You are more awakened now than these people out here actually living in the world. You watch tarot, don't you? If you watching me and you watch other tarot card readers, you have a power greater than yourself, right? You just may want some answers in regards to your situation. Whether you get the answers from me or you get the answer from somebody else, you're going to ask God to reveal to you what the answers are. Somehow, some way your answers are going to show up. Are you or are you not a manifester of good and bad? Hmm. Have you prayed for the worst and received the best? Because God seen your humility. God seen how humble you were. God saw the fear that was in your heart because it scared you. My child, you were not alone. What you thought you were alone? And then he sends certain people in your life that show up. And you don't understand where these people come from. Where you come from? How'd you come into my life? A lot of people were shocked to meet me, right? Because first of all, I'm part of the LGBTQ community and I'm cool and I know how to get my bread and I'm happy and I'm goal oriented and I'm focused and I'm loving and we about to go kick it. They was like, Chloe, where you come from? I don't know how I got here, baby. I just showed up. I woke up one day and I was here. This was my next mission. I was supposed to be on, I guess. I don't know. A lot of my friends and family be like, Corey, oh my God, where you come from? I don't know. Somehow I was guided, right? But just like you, family and friends, sometimes you are guided into other people's life to change the dynamic, to change the alignment, to change something in regards to the experience, to change people. Again, the card that came out yesterday is, we can come into people's lives and help heal them, or we can come into people's lives and hurt them. Now, how you showing up? That's just who you are. Okay. Queen of Pentacles on the board. Queen of Pentacles. What we got going on, Queen of Pentacles? This is how we showing up, baby. Queen of Pentacles. Very resourceful. Let's see. Chloe is in her Queen of Pentacles voice, right? Queen of Pentacles, whether you're a man, a woman, a dog, a cat, a cow, it don't matter, right? Everything has its function. Every person, place, or thing has a function to it, right? How it shows up and how it's supposed to bring something to the table, but yet receive something from the table. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody, who you are, what you're doing in life, how you're doing it, right? You are something that shows up in the world to bring something to the table, but also receive something back in return. What I mean is you have to use your God-given gifts to make things flow. And when you are in the flow of things, not trying to control the situation, just being in flow of the universe, you have to be able to say it is what it is. You're going to have to say how my day is going to play out is how my day is going to play out. How you got to say, hey, baby, I'm open to attracting money and living my best life. It's how that's supposed to be in alignment with you. You can't control how it's going to happen because you just don't know what's going to happen in the second, the minute, in the next hour. Queen of Pentacles is, in this moment, I'm going to be happy with who I am. I'm secure. I'm successful. I am grounded. I have a gift to offer to the world, and the world has something to offer to me. Yeah, whatever that gift is, I don't know what you got. Alexa, play Silver and Gold by Kirk Franklin. Okay, here we go. The Hermit to the Four of Pentacles in reverse. The Hermit to the Four of Pentacles, right? So you had to hold back. You had to isolate yourself. You had to do some deep self-reflection alone. This is where you you may feel like you're alone sometimes, right? Even today, as whatever age, whatever place, whatever mindset you are in life, sometimes you feel like you are alone. But I want you to understand that you are not alone. When sometimes you are sent to go into hermit mode, this is that time to pray. This is the time to meditate. This is that time to self-reflect. It's okay to isolate yourself and for that moment, right? Find truth and clarity within who you are as a person. This does not mean go into isolation and sulk and cry and whine and this is a time to look at yourself and your thinking and your heart and ask yourself in this moment, how have I gotten here in my life wherever I am at? And the Four of Pentacles mean sometimes you gotta take a few steps back in order to take that giant leap forward. Sometimes you gotta really admit to yourself that you're the problem. Sometimes you gotta admit to yourself that you have an attitude. Sometimes you have to admit to yourself that I'm scared. Sometimes you have to admit to yourself that I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Sometimes you have to admit to yourself, I don't know how it's going to work out. Sometimes you have to admit to yourself when you're overly excited because being too happy is problems too. Sometimes you just have to admit to yourself what it is that you are feeling. And give yourself a chance. Page of Pentacles. You can be your own worst enemy. And the reason why is because you will be the own person and getting your own way. You are the only person stopping you from reaching the pinnacles of success. You are the only person stopping you from believing that things can work out in your favor. You are the only person stopping yourself from getting on your knees, praying, and surrendering to a power greater than yourself. You are your own worst enemy of stopping the light that you are destined to because of the fear, because of the illusion, because of delusion, because you feel like you can control something. When you recognize that every time you try to do any of that, it doesn't work out for you. You may want the friendship, you may want the lover, you may want the success, you may want the abundance, you may want the whatever it is that you want. But why you don't have it? Baby, what Alexa said? What are you talking about? Even me. I used to be this way too, where I was a perfectionist. I had to get it right the first time. Maybe I couldn't step outside if I make it work right. I couldn't step outside if I didn't have the right heels to wear with my dress. I couldn't do some of the things. I limited myself because I got in my own way of thinking in my heart. Mm-mm-mm. Baby, never again. Look, listen to your intuition. Sometimes when you think you're not supposed to do something, that means you're supposed to do it. Sometimes you have to think the opposite. That was for me. Sometimes when I feel like I don't need to do something, it's when I actually need to be doing it. Sometimes when I think I should be holding my back from something, it's a time that I really need to be pouring myself into it. I have to do the opposite of my own thinking and my own feelings because, again, I can be my own worst enemy. But don't get it twisted, I can always be my own best friend as well. Me talking to me. That doesn't make me crazy. That means that I am very good at listening to myself. Sometimes I gotta have a conversation with self. I do. And don't get it twisted. I have a healthy ego. Sometimes I gotta talk to that healthy ego too. Chloe, Peaches, you okay? You know what I'm saying? Cause sometimes if I'm not talking to myself, I'm not listening to myself. I can move recklessly. I can move impulsively. I can move with the illusion and the delusion of something. So don't ever think that's if you think you're crazy or da 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 da, or you hear noises and you hearing things. No, self-talk. But ain't nobody crazy. If you talking to yourself, you a smart, wise person. If you can talk to yourself and see things through. Seven of Wands. Baby, it's over now trying to defend yourself. Aren't you tired of fighting? Hmm? Aren't you tired of fighting? You have to be tired of fighting. Four of Cups, Ten of Wands, Temperance. Oh, we stop it. Answers. My cards is pulling. Stop looking at the past. Stop looking at the past. Stop looking at the past. All the missed opportunities, all the shoulda, coulda, woulda. All stop it. You can't do nothing about the past, but use it as a learning lesson to shape your present. And the steps that you order for yourself today that is alignment with the divine, the universe, da 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 da. It's what's going to shape your future. If you have missed an opportunity in the past, does not mean that you will not be given another opportunity in the future. But you have to have faith. You have to be optimistic. You have to believe that it's not you that's going to open this door for opportunity. Successful. Again, if you would have knew me at my lowest, baby, then you will respect me at where I'm at today. Drop the burdens of the past. This is where the healing journey is going to come into effect, right? Because when you're healing, you're dropping that wand. You're dropping that overthinking. You're dropping that moment of remembering the situation over and over and again, and it's taking effect over your life. It has a sense of power, control over your life. You have to drop the burden. Baby, ain't nobody trauma bonding. Baby, trauma bonding, codependency, fear, the illusions, delusions, you gotta drop that, or you're not gonna make it into 2027. Your choices will lead to, what is it, in the program? Your choices will lead to jails, institutions, and death. Holding on to the past is holding you back. You're holding on to the weight. It is now time for you to stop thinking about the past and drop that dead weight. Like Spirit said, ain't no more crying at night. Whether you're crying internally, externally, it's okay. Hug yourself. You feeling sick? Why claim that? Everybody be like, I was diagnosed with this. Why you claim it? The only time you get sick is when you claim it. The only time you feel broke is when you claim it. You tell yourself, I'm broke. I'm sick. It happens. Family, friends, sir, ma'am. Balance. Temperance angel. Yes, yes. Family, friend, I do gotta tell you something. If y'all don't believe me, I am going on 50 years old. A lot of people are shook that I am going on 50 years old. Y'all look at me. Do I look like I'm going on 50 years? Chloe is not 50. Chloe is still in her 20s. Baby, I'm not claiming stress. I'm not claiming anxiety. I'm not claiming sickness in my body. I'm not claiming poverty. I'm not claiming pain, hurt. I'm not claiming sorrow. I'm not claiming obstacles. I'm not claiming adversity. Because God never promised me that. God said, I promise you that you are going to be strengthened, to be encouraged. Anything in life He taught me as a child that, because my childhood trauma started from childhood. My story was never written out by man. You need to understand that. Neither is your story. Some of y'all are stressing, got bags under the eyes, aging rapidly because you're so caught up in the world, trying to get to work, trying to do this, trying to do that. You're sick in the body, being reckless, being impulsive, feeling unhopeful, feeling uninspired. Why you don't have, why you do have. Baby, if you woke up breathing, you woke up with the roof over your head, that means you have a lot. Baby, even if you got a gallon of milk in that refrigerator, if you got a pair of socks to put on, if you got toothpaste, a toothbrush to brush your teeth. I know a lot of people that wish they can have it. Change your thinking, change your emotions, and you're going to change the projection of your life. You want love, you're going to attract love. You want a healthy lifestyle, you're going to attract that. You want to be successful in life, you're going to attract that by doing the things that inspires you. Okay, let me break this down for you. Y'all want to, somebody here once does not believe the word that is coming out of my mouth, right? Let me help you. I'm gonna make you a believer. When there's a full moon, when it's a full moon on the first of the month, right? What do we say when there's a full moon outside? I'll wait. That's right. Y'all be like the crazy people come out with the That's right. People be weird, right? People be chaotic. The full moon, right? If the universe can make some mood changes, right? If the planetary alignments can make you, Uranus trines Neptune, Jupiter squares Pluto, right? Everybody's chart is different, right? Everybody goes through something during the time that the moon phases are going. If the moon phases can change your mental and emotional, imagine what the spiritual can do. Imagine what the spiritual can take you. To the high priestess, to the temperance. Family and friends, I don't know what to tell you, but if the moon phase can change you, that means that you can change you. It means you can change your mindset. You can change your heart in any given moment that you can. You can change the pain into empowerment. You can change a broke spirit into being successful. You can change from having nothing to having it all. What does it take with being you? It takes faith. It takes courage. It takes confidence. It takes the focused mindset to create the life that you want to create for yourself. But if you're trying to control that, you're going to have these challenges. You're going to have these obstacles. Get into get into the motion of flowing with the universe. Feel what you need to feel. Think what you need to think. Get into the flow of the universe, the ebb and the flow. What goes, it's gonna be up and down. The universe is always, you're gonna be in your emotions, out of your emotions. You're gonna be feeling good one day, bad one day. Go through that emotion. I mean, I'm not affected. Anything else before I close this out? I know this was gonna be dark and a shadow and light reading. What is this? Six of Wands. Six of Wands. Let me inspire you. Let me show you by me paving the way, being an example. I started off with mental, emotional, physical, sexual, financial abuse growing up. I suffered from addictions, being in different situations in my life where my world was supposed to end, right? I've done some reckless things to people, and a lot of people have done some reckless things to me. I've had some ups and downs in my life to where I gained and I lost. I've been in my life where I question myself, my identity, right? I question people's judgment on my life. Baby, but when I surrender, baby, the only one that's going to guide me, direct me, and judge me is the divine himself. Can't nobody tell me I can't have nothing. Can't nobody stop me from doing anything that I am in alignment with what I am supposed to be doing. The healing journey is really going to direct your path with your gift. And what I mean is when you become healed, you become more confident. Your intuition is on fleek. You start believing in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, this means your dreams, your intuition, your vision starts to awaken. You start to see things unfold in your life that you never thought would have happened in your life. You be like, God, when you went from a version of God, why me? You'll go into God, why not me? You'll be ready to face obstacles and adversity because it's going to even give you a better lesson to go through. And anytime you listen to a reading, I know I did a reading yesterday with the dark magic. I heard the other readers pull cards and it said dark magic. Even the cards here say dark entities. Baby, the devil is a lie. And I ain't never gonna let the devil trick me out of my spot that God has destined for me. If I ain't gonna make you a believer, I'm gonna make you a believer today. If anybody ever tells you or stops you from doing something, it's because you gave your power to it. You allowed that power to stop you from your own destiny. But when you fight for what's yours, what's to stop you? If the divine don't pause you and say, I need you to stop here, sir, ma'am, that's where you got to stop. And you will be redirected into the journey that that's meant to unfold for you. Now, what I will say with this, dark entities, family, friends, sir, ma'am, we have all been low vibrational at one point in time. I know I cannot hear the word, I can hear your thoughts, right? But I want you to remember when you were low vibrational, when you were smoking that green, when you were drinking that Boone's Farm, that MD 4040, when you was out there in the summertime on that street corner hustling, bustling, or even then, right? When you had your own place and you were allowing people to come in and out of your home because you thought you was part of the group, baby. We've all been low vibrational. But at some point in time, there has to be a sense of wanting better with your life, wanting something to change for the better. And it has to start within you and what you are believing in, what you are having faith in, what you are working towards in life. Do you want to be an average human being where everybody is the same, where everybody's looked at as the same? You got to be this way, you got to be that way. Or do you want to be the difference? Do you want to be the one that does not conform to what everybody else is doing and be guided to follow your own path to lead people a different way for other people to see that, hey, this is the route that you went and it works? It may work for you, but it may not work for other people. But it still opens that door for a person to plant that seed of doing something different. Um, do I need anything else before I close here? Alexa, next song. Let me see. Let me give you guys some some positive messages because I hope I was able to inspire you and plant the seed that change is inevitable for each and every one of us. Um, you could you can take off 10 years of your life if you just stop stressing. You can take 5 more years off of that if you just let go of the anxiety, if you just stop worrying, if you can just be at peace with who you are and where you're at in life. You can stop sickness in the body, stop sickness in the mind, stop sickness in the emotion. If you stop claiming it, let me give you some. What do we do? What do we do? Maybe I got so many turn cards. What am I doing? Spirit ancestors, show me. What am I doing? Baby, look what Baby, divine. Ancestors that be playing around me, right? Things should be like poof. Yeah, my Jesus Christ. But right there, I said, what do I do? Because I got so many affirmation, right? And then the first card that I looked was the divine. Oh, wow. Baby, it happens. And you can't understand it. You'll never understand. We'll never know. We'll never explain it until we meet the divine one day. We'll be able to understand. Let's see. Spirit ancestors, most high. Oh, Jesus. My God, my God, my God. What do I need to see? For blue. I don't know. that's too many. Look. I am with you always, even until the end of the world. I am with you always, even until the end of the world. Have faith in God. Have faith in God. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is heaven. Matthew 5, verse 16. Again, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Whatsoever you shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. John chapter 16, verse 25. Again, do y'all hear these words? I got whatsoever you shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Maybe if you don't believe, I'm gonna make you a believer today. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. John chapter 14, verse 27. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Now, if you over here worshiping the devil, yeah, your heart gonna be troubled and you gonna be afraid. But when you surrender and you trust, baby, in God, Jesus, the universe, whatever, you just trust in the power that's greater than yourself, and you pour and you just say, I surrender because I can't take no more of dealing with all this trials and tribulations, and I don't understand how I'm gonna get through it. Baby, when you turn over that new leaf and you say, I'm ready, baby, that's when the game gonna change. And again, let your light. This says let your light. This didn't say let your darkness, let your shadow, let your low vibrational. This says let your light shine so bright before men. How many times did people, places, and things try to dim your light? Yeah, no family, no friends. We're not doing that in 2022. We are going to let our shine so bright. The light is going to claim back what the devil thought he stole. And that's crazy. Because the devil thought he was going to steal something. Ah. All right, family, friends, ma'am. I love each and every one of y'all. I thought I was going to do a bust down of some readings, but I think I didn't had enough. I didn't think I didn't seen enough. I'm a believer. I'm a strong believer. If you knew my story, you would really believe that there is a presence of a higher power in my life. Not only that, baby, I don't understand it. I may not know it. I may not see it, but I talk about it. And if you can understand where I come from, please don't look at me as I'm weird or insane or confused. I'm just like at me as it's working for me. And if it's working for me in a positive light, knowing that after everything that I've been through, you will understand that it's something. It's the light. I'm also hearing, that one song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine. Do y'all remember that growing up in church? If you remember that song, if you remember that song growing up when we went to Sundays, what was that? Sunday school in the morning, and we had to be in church all day for like 10 hours growing up, where our mothers and our fathers had us in the church every Sunday. Easter, we had to say these Easter speeches. Y'all remember? There's the deacon, the pastor, then there's the first, who was it, the first mother and all that. Yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Family, friends, I love each and every one of you guys. I'm gonna get some rest tonight, and if I'm called to do a reading, I will try to just do some readings, some tarot card readers, and not be some more informative or empowering. But I would really like to be open to seeing your energy signature. We all are in a different mindset of evolution. We are all in a different emotional evolution stage, right? Everybody is, right? But we are all learning. None of us is ever, none of us can ever say that we made it, because each and every day we're always learning. I kind of want to see where you're at in this journey. And if you would open up your heart and your mind to me, that way I can see your energy signature. Um, Again, I love and respect each and every one of you. Again, I'm going to try tomorrow too. Until then, sleep well, have a good night. Make sure you stay prayed up. Thank God that you made it another day. And when you wake up in the morning, thank God again for that, because He opened your eyes. Um, until tomorrow, have a great night.